Well, whether you like it or not, new changes to parking enforcements are coming to Detroit next year. And as you can imagine, the community has some mixed reactions. Our Ray Strickland is on your block in Midtown with more on the enforcement rules that are going to impact where you can and cannot park.
Adriana Zardis has lived in Midtown Detroit for the past 2 years. When asked about her experience parking in the neighborhood, she said this.
It has been a challenge. It's been a little difficult.
Zardis is now packing up and leaving, with parking being at least one of the reasons she decided to move. But soon it will no longer be an issue for residents in parts of Midtown and downtown Detroit.
And this is not an issue that's just germane to Detroit.
Keith Hutchings, who is the director of the city's municipal parking department, says the city is now creating what's called residential parking zones. He says the zones will still be available for anyone who wants to park, but Hutchings says after a certain time, spaces will only be for residents with permits.
If you're really struggling as a neighborhood as a resident not being able to park, now we have a solution that can kind of alleviate that stress.
He says the zones, which were approved by City Council, were a request from residents who struggled with finding parking in some cases because of events happening downtown.
I would predict that many people want more zones, just because the solutions we're solving in these first 4 areas exist throughout the city of Detroit.
In addition to the new zones, Hutchings says starting next year on January 2nd, the city will begin enforcing parking violations on Sundays. He says this means people will begin receiving tickets on Sundays for parking in front of things like fire hydrants and bus stops. For Zardis, it's a little too late for her now that she's set to move into her new place, but she says she supports the idea of the zones and expects more people will now want to move into the area.
It's great. I mean, selfishly, I wish that was there when I was still living here.
And luckily, enforcement for these residential parking zones will not all begin at once. The first one will begin early January 2024, and the others will follow soon after that. So there will be some time to adjust. Reporting in Detroit, Ray Strickland, CBS News, Detroit.